Solving systems by graphing. There are several methods for solving systems of equations. The first one we study is solving by graphing. And here we have an example, x plus y equals 9 and x minus y equals 5. When you have two or more equations, that is a system of equations. And so what we're going to do is make an XY chart for each one of those lines, and we're going to end up graphing them so that when here's just a random example. And so if this were the graphs of two lines, then the place where they intersect would be the solution to both equations at once. And so it's a simultaneous solution for both equations. So our method here is to make an XY chart. And remember, we can pick any x. So I picked 0, 1, and 2 just because those were simple. And we plug in 0 for our x, and we solve for y, and we get y is 9. So we need to write that in. And then we plug 1 in for x, and we solve for y, and we get y is 8. And so we write that in. And then we use our last x, which is 2, and we plug that in for x and solve for y, and we get y is 7. And then we would actually graph these 3 points to have that line. Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the second equation. I have x minus y equals 5, and I just chose 0, 1, and 2. I'm going to plug a 0 in for x, okay, and solve for y. Don't forget, you have to get rid of this negative. So I divide on both sides by -1, and I get y is -5. So I need to add that to my chart. When x is 0, y is -5. And then I'm going to plug in 1 for x. And when I solve for y, I get -4. And then finally, when I plug in 2 for x, I'll get y is -3. Okay, so now it's time to graph. So I'm going to graph this set. Okay, this set of 3 points. And so for the point 0, 9, I come over here, and on the y-axis, I plot the point 0, 9, and then I plot the point 1, 8, and then the point 2, 7. Okay, and the next thing I do is connect those with a straight line. Okay, so now that I have connected them with a straight line, I'll label my line x plus y is 9. Okay, and then you can see where I started by graphing the next 3 points from the other line. So these are the points 0, -5, 1, -4, and 2, -3. And so 0, -5 is here, 1, -4, and 2, -3. And so I'm going to connect those with a straight line and label it x minus y equals 5. And so the point of intersection is the solution to both equations at the same time. And so it appears to be my x is 7 and my y is 2. And so we would say that the solution to this system of equations is the point 7, 2.